the modern wine industry, if you want, we talk about 5,000 years, but the modern wine industry really, if we're being completely honest, is about 20 years old. It started at the end of Lebanon's civil war, and we now have 40 producers making approximately 7.5 to 8 million bottles of wine a year. The styles vary. Hendrik's been here for a day. He's tasted.
I know it all now. 5 million bottles, 8 million. That's nothing.
He's tasted some single varietals, some Syrahs, some Cabernets, some Rieslings, some Chardonnays, and he's tasted some blends that go from being Bordeaux Rhone blends to the blends that really identify the modern Lebanese wine industry. We have approximately 20 to 25 different varietals used in this country, perhaps more, and so this can really kind of offer diversity to the modern Lebanese wine that you may not find elsewhere. For example, the rosé I now see that Hendrik is holding in his hand is a Syrah Caladoc blend.
Caladoc, which is a great variety. Many people is unheard of. So we're talking about altitude here. So height rosé from a winery called
IXSIR.
IXSIR. I was IXSIR, but it refers to the name IXSIR. So this is a wonderful rosé, I thought.
Yes, I think.
Tell us a little bit about the story, because it really has a Provence kind of flavor to it.
It's very elegant. It's very correct. It's very dry, and it really is a good ambassador for the kind of rosés that Lebanon can produce, and the kind of rosés that the modern consumer wants to drink. There's nearly zero residual sugar. It's very approachable. It's not too overpowering, and it's just a really correct red. Rosé.
What I liked about it, it does have some French influence to it. Though it's how it's made, there's a lot of freshness in it. So, and it struck me really that this is Lebanese, because many people in a blind tasting, they would probably not think that this is Lebanese. So, so let's taste it a little bit, because I find it, from the flavor profile, you find some herbal characteristics in it, a lot of strawberry, raspberry, fruity but not overly fruity. What I like about it is dry, it's fresh, it's pure, and there's a lot of bad rosé out there in the market, and this is really one, like probably a lot of people would say, wow, this is from Lebanon. I think this is the moment where they can, let's say, get their share from the market. A lot of people would say, oh, I didn't know that they were producing such good wines, because this is, as you were saying, technically absolutely correct.
Yeah, and I think you summed it up. I would just like to add that I got a lot of really fresh floral notes in the nose, and I think you summed it up. I can't add to anything you've said apart from I think that the German consumer would really be surprised.
Like they would like this. This is a real nice rosé. As I said, like there's so many technical rosés out there which are boring. This is a technical one which has a lot of excitement because of the freshness.
I think freshness is key.
And it's the key here because of the altitude too. This is what this thing is about here. This winery is about. IXSIR, which I think is also
the Battery Mountains.
No, the IXSIR.
IXSIR,
I was struck by, let's say, cellar is really modern, approach is really modern, and one wouldn't assume that, to be honest.
Right.
To find that here.
No, I mean, Lebanese wineries again are very varied. I mean, you compared IXSIR to a Californian winery. We're going to the Becar tomorrow. You're going to see a lot of wineries with a huge French influence, and I think by the end of your 3 days here, you're going to have I'm
going to be done anyway.
Picture, yeah.